Alright, let's do it. Okay, so in this game, what I'm doing first is I'm manipulating, well, basically I'm predicting the seed that I'm going to get to start the game. So the game's RNG for determining like the seed for starting the game, for example, is based from the time of the DS clock. So I'm setting the time of the DS clock to a very specific time, and then I'm going to start the game at a very specific point. That, I mean, this one isn't too specific. It has to be like within a second of itself. So if I did that like a second later, this wouldn't work. But then I'm going to have to start the game on a specific frame. So this game runs at 30 FPS, so I have to hit the game at the perfect 1/30th of a second. So this might take a while for it to actually get up because it can be pretty tricky, but hopefully I get it without too much trouble.
So the way he knows if he's going to get the right seed is he's going to check his trainer ID, and his trainer ID has to be 9735, and that will mean he can start a run.
So is this the case where the trainer seed affects the stats of the starter?
The starting
Basically,
seed.
the
Oh yeah, the starting seed is going to affect everything. Once we can like predict the start of like the starting seed that we start with, we're going to predict the stats of the Cyndaquil that I get to start with, the stats of the Raikou that I'm going to get eventually, the encounters that I get all the way up to Faulkner, etc., etc. So, I don't know.
So the RNG is similar to that of Gen 3, where a lot of it is based on the ID from single segment?
Yes, but even more so. Like, a lot more than it is in Gen 3. Like, I don't know. Like, MK should just talk about RNG, because, like, you were the one who figured pretty much all of this garbage out.
Yeah, so basically the stuff about the seed was already found in Smogon, I think, but yeah, we have like the trainer ID is the best indicator for knowing what is our seed that we need. And then since the RNG is mainly only determined for how NPC moves, and then for stuff like encounters we can just do some certain path, so we can manipulate the RNG during a big time during the run, about 15 minutes.
So basically, like, the main form of RNG that's used in the run, like, just simply isn't running at most stages. Like, it only advances, like, when an NPC moves, for example. So, like, when I'm, like, talking to Elm or something in his lab, the RNG isn't moving. Whereas in other games, like, it would matter the exact frame that you clear every single text box. If you wanted to get the same results every time, you would have to be frame perfect on every text box, whereas that just isn't the case here at all. So it can be manipulated for a long, extended period of time. And so yeah, MK Dasher made this tool, this like, I don't know how he made it, this like genius tool that looks for Cyndaquils with specific requirements and Raikous with specific requirements, and lining up the trainer ID that you get from the seed with the trainer ID that the lottery calls for from that seed as well to line up so you can get a Master Ball. Like, I have no idea how you did that, but that tool was used to find this seed, and it was bloody genius.
Yeah, so the way that tool works is I basically brute force search for every single seed that is possible to get, and then it's really easy to check for the seed value, if there what trainer ID and lottery ID you can get. So when they are the same, it means you can manipulate for Master Ball, and then from that you can just check for Cyndaquil and Raikou, and that is kind of similar to what RNG Reporter does.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the things had to be really specific in the run. Like, you have to get a really good Cyndaquil, obviously. You have to get a really good Raikou, obviously. You need the trainer ID to line up with the lottery. And it needs to be done on a date where there isn't hail for red. So, there's literally a game limitation on the possible seeds you can get. Like, you can't get, all 31 Cyndaquil and all 31 Raikou. Like, it just simply is not possible to get that in good time. Like, it just can't be done. So, it took a lot of time weeding out what is the best possible scenario that you can possibly get. And I'm pretty confident that this is the best combination you can get for this run, anyway. But yeah, so I'm checking the seed by looking at the trainer ID, because that's just indicating the seed that I've hit. And if it's not the right one, there's just pretty much no point doing the run, basically.
You could technically skip checking the trainer ID and just checking for the NPC that is outside, but that will take longer for resets, so it's not convenient.
Has the title been updated for the marathon, you know? I think it was right. Let me just check.
Also, another thing I want to point out, he's playing on a Nintendo DS. It's a little bit easier to manipulate on a Nintendo DS, because on a 3DS you cannot really track which second are you resetting. So, because when you reset your timer, the milliseconds doesn't reset. So it might be possible that when you hit the seed at the correct frame, but then you are 1 second early or 1 second late. But that cannot happen on DS, so it's a little bit better.
So how does the Raikou manipulation work? How is that based? How do you know when to find the Raikou? What if you're there at a time when there's no Raikous nearby?
Okay, so we have found a seed that has a possible Raikou to get. So basically, you cannot really manipulate during the whole run, because that will require perfect movement until Raikou, and that's not even possible probably because of the tweaking that you have to do. But
Got it.
Then, that's nice. So, but then what we have to do is just have a backup plan, or how to be able to RNG manipulate back, and the way we obtain that information is by encountering Pokémon in Barn Tower. I guess we can explain it more when we are in that point, because it's very visual.
So okay, I'm going to be taking a bit of detour movement here, because the Cyndaquil that I want from this seed is on frame 43, was it? You need to enter at 37 to the lab, I think it was. And the only way to do that, in any decent time, was to do that movement that I just did there, waste a few tiles so that the NPCs move a bit more outside to advance the frame, and then exit Elm's lab and go back in.
Yeah, going back and in is totally required, because if you don't do that, the RNG frame that you are looking for is skipped completely. That happens sometimes when two NPC are moving at the same time, so you'll have no chance to get the correct RNG.
Okay, so this Cyndaquil is Rash, and his IVs are 12 HP, 13 attack, 20 defense, 29 special attack, 29 special defense, and 29 speed, which gets pretty much everything you could possibly hope for. Okay, and so after this, I'm going to be walking a really specific path through the grass so that I don't get any encounters. Can you talk about that to you, MK, as well, while I focus on doing the right path?
Yeah, so basically he has to like do a certain path right now. Unfortunately, I don't know it by heart, even though I made it because I haven't practiced it yet. But yeah, you will see that he's mostly going like as fast as possible, but sometimes he will have to take some extra steps somewhere or walk instead of running later. So basically he's guaranteed to get no encounters or only the encounters he wants to, and NPCs are going to move always the same way. So if he fucked up his movement, he would notice by any of those.
So like here, I'm walking through extra grass, and that actually makes me get less encounters.
So he's going to get now, or he is, I don't know because of the Twitch lag, to Old Man cutscene, and basically the difference between that cutscene and every other cutscene is that the NPCs are still moving while you are on that cutscene, so he has to mash like as fast as possible, so he doesn't miss the RNG manipulation. The way we try to make Old Man easier is by like RNG isn't like changing always at the same time. Sometimes it takes more for the RNG to change. So we just hope that can get a very big delay. So if he's like, for example, only 1 second slower than as fast as possible, he can still get it.
People saying why RNG manipulation is considered a glitch or not. You cannot really consider it a glitch because it's directly built into the game. So theoretically, you could accuse anyone of using RNG manipulation by, I don't know, accidentally stopping for a tile or whatever. Because RNG exists in the game and you have a way to manipulate it, you cannot call it a glitch because there's no way around it.
Yeah, RNG manipulation is basically knowing how the game works. So basically calling RNG a manipulation a glitch is like saying that knowing what Pokemon the trainers have.
Well, Game Freak programs the game so that RNG would invalidate so whatever frames or however it's programmed. So they programmed RNG that way, so using it the way they intended it to be programmed is not a glitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now I'm going to get one of the 2 encounters that I actually want, which is a level 2 Pidgey, and I'm going to kill this for experience. Nice. Battle RNG isn't manipulated.
Yeah, the reason why we don't manipulate for RNG in a battle is because it's really not possible. It's actually possible at the beginning of the game. Like, for example, you could technically manipulate this Pidgey, but it will require another frame perfect, so it's not really worth it. And then for the late part of the game, you get so many lag frames during the game that it's not even possible to track when you should do that frame perfect. Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
this like currently the highest hours-wise optimized, like I wouldn't say 100% optimized, but fairly optimized any percent run of a main series game, or is there any percent run that takes longer than this out there, excluding 3DS games because they don't have glitches?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
It's focused on mumbling, but is this the longest main series glitched category, or is there one longer? Because I'm thinking maybe this one. I think there's another 4th gen one which is quite long.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know about any percent run, so I cannot tell, but I think it is.
Other than game-breaking things like linear save, have there been any glitches in X and Y that could potentially help the game or even all that?
Not that I know of. Me and Ecast tried to look into it for a bit, but we found nothing. By the way, this Cyndaquil is an absolute beast. This run is, like, the best pace to this point ever. Just because I've got 2 criticals so far. I was going to say something else. Yeah, I'm really worried about like just messing up this movement, because if I mess up like one thing, it then carries on to I can't get back on track to what I'm trying to do, basically.
Yeah, so basically the movement in this game is not too hard, so that's not a big problem, but the problem is that you have to do perfect movement for about 15 minutes, so it's actually really easy to fuck it up at some point. So we usually get it, but sometimes you just, I don't know, you just run one tile earlier or something like that, which is a very tiny thing, but it fucks up everything else after your mistake.
The other thing that does change the RNG is the 128 step counter. So like, I don't know, it's just like every 128 steps there's a counter that gets set and then it changes the RNG. But basically because of that, I actually need to, well, I don't specifically need to heal here at Elms Lab, but I need to take the tiles, because otherwise the step counter won't, like, that tick won't happen at the right stage and I'll run in and get an encounter. That happened in an earlier run that I was doing in practice when I didn't take damage from Totodile and I wasn't happy.
Yeah, so that step counter is going to be important for later also. I don't remember why that RNG thing happens. I believe it's the happiness check, but I don't really remember. Basically, the RNG changes once for each Pokemon you have on your team. So that's really important, because later when we want to manipulate for Raikou, we have to track that step counter. So we actually cannot do too many extra steps until that point.
Okay, and this catching tutorial is why you pick the girl, because if the girl does this tutorial, so if you pick the boy, she takes like an extra 8 seconds to do the tutorial. Even though this guy looks really slow, she has like an extra cutscene before the catching tutorial starts where she pretends to battle something and then it's just like, oh, you didn't see? Here, try again. Okay, so after this I'm going to run into a Centret, and then I'm going to do the actual hard movement of this part, which I'm really worried about messing up, because I've messed it up probably 50-50 of the runs I've done before this run, so hopefully it goes well, we'll see. Shit. Shit. I messed it up. Okay, well, this is interesting now.
For anyone asking about the volume, it is on the maximum it can possibly get. Everything is fully maxed, so...
Okay, so now I just have no idea what's going to happen, so I'm just walking through the grass to try and minimize the encounters, because walking, like, lowers the, I don't know, lowers the amount of encounters you get or whatever, versus running. Oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, walking lowers the encounter rate, but you have to actually be lucky, so you don't get too many encounters. Basically, he doesn't want to get too many encounters, not because the run will be like slow, which is one of the reasons. The other reason is that if he gets too many encounters, he might not be able to manipulate for Raikou, but I don't know, he has to get like 6 extra encounters for that to happen, or be really unlucky.
There's an issue with the stream, because everyone's posting rip stream, but it says it's live for me with 0 drop frames. So, I don't know what the issue is.
So at least one good thing that happens is that already the lottery ID has already been manipulated, so he's going to get Raikou guaranteed. What we don't know yet is he's going to be able to actually manipulate for the stats he wants, but hopefully he will.
Jeez, I feel so bad. This Cyndaquil is doing so well. Just got another critical.
Werster, are you dropping frames? Because there's been a lot of people complaining about frame drops, but I don't see any on the stream box's end.
I actually can't tell if I'm dropping frames, sorry. But, I mean, I tested this setup before. It's quite possible that I am,
from what
but
I'm watching,
oh well.
it's not awful. It's probably lower than 30 FPS, but it's not like people saying slideshow, which I think is a bit harsh.
Okay, so luckily not too much went wrong there at the end. I didn't get any encounters after the Rattata, so I think I should be fine to manipulate the Raikou. What I'm also going to do is, I'm going to not... What I usually do is, because the frame for the Raikou that you're aiming for is 3,765, and if you don't mess anything up, you get to Raikou at like 3,200 roughly. So I usually run through grass to increase my frame count while I have repels on, just extra grass that I don't need to, so that I end up getting closer to the frame, so I don't have to manipulate for longer. But instead I'm going to avoid all the grass that I possibly can to make sure that I can get it, and I'm pretty sure I'll be fine.
How many extra encounters did you get?
4? 4.
Alright, that should be fine, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine also. I lost like less than a minute to it as well, so it's really not that big a deal. I'm gonna bonk into the trainers here after I beat them as well, just to try and minimize the turn frame, just to make it just slightly lower chance of getting an encounter in here. I'm still gonna run in Sprout Tower. I might run into one encounter, but it's better than walking through the whole thing. Let's see, yeah, I killed that Pidgey earlier for experience. That's gonna get me Ember for 1 Bellsprout earlier than normal, so it'll save a turn there. It's gonna get me Quilava right after the Pidgeotto, so I always kill the Rabbitars. And something else, I think. But basically the experience is actually really handy, which is why we take that encounter. Okay, I'm gonna very quickly drop my bitrate and restart my stream because apparently the frames are dropping really hard. And these fights are pretty boring.
I do see it.
Like, all I'm using is tackle on these bell sprouts and they do 1 damage. There's no chance I can die, so I'll be back as quick as I can.
If you die to a boss fight like that, it's going to be a bit awkward.
Tackle, so you get extra turns, but then when you get Ember it's pretty fast because you one-hit everything.
Have you restarted it then, Werster?
Yes.
I thought so, because it's looking better already.
Okay, so we've talked about manipulation a lot, and I mean there is a lot of manipulation in this run. We haven't really talked about the battles, and that's mainly because all the battles so far have been incredibly easy. The first battle that can lose time is the one coming up here. The only really dangerous thing that can happen is Hoot Hoot can use Hypnosis, and they can put you to sleep and just like waste 6 turns or whatever, lose like a minute or whatever, but after that we get into some very, very punishing fights that can go just horribly wrong. So Hoot Hoot here, I'm also hoping to get Blaze. So Blaze is Cyndaquil's ability that activates when he's at less than 1/3 of his maximum health. That increases his fire type moves by 1.5 times. So obviously my Ember will do more damage if I go into to get pecked twice. Otherwise, I'll just, you know, not save that turn. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to heal my Cyndaquil by putting him into the box, and then I'm going to take him back out and put him into my party. But while I do that, I'm also going to put my Syntra in the box, and the reason for that is there's a double battle in Bugsy's gym that only activates when you have 2 or more Pokemon. So by only having 1 Pokemon, I can skip doing that double battle. So coming up now is, as I was saying, where the fights start to get absolutely awful. The Faulkner fight is just horrendous. Horrendous in this game. So much so I probably should have saved, but it doesn't really matter if I die. I'll just go back and fight him again, because I just took the center right there. But yeah, okay, so his first dude is a Pidgey that can use Tackle or Sand Attack. Sand Attack is awful, because then you can start missing. But the Pidgeotto has Roost, and there is just absolutely zero way you can do more than half his health. Please use, you asshole. Oh no, it's over. It's over, dude. It's over. I'm dead. There's no way. 3 Sand Attacks. Holy crap. I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, as I was saying, if he just chooses to use Roost, there's just nothing I can do. He's just gonna Roost, and I'm done. So like the Hoot Hoot, the ideal situation here is 1 Ember, another Ember, and then a Blaze Ember. Okay, okay, he hasn't roosted yet. I'm 1 HP away from Blaze, which sucks. No! This is so over. No, Cyndaquil, no! I'm also completely screwed on Ember PP at this point. I'm gonna have to heal later, even if I do somehow win this fight. Which does not appear to be happening. This is my chance right here. This is my chance. This is the Blaze. Go! Cyndaquil! You suck! If it doesn't work this time, I'm just gonna take the death, because I want to keep one of my potions at least. Wow. Watch, this one will hit. No. Just dead. Wow. Like, there's just nothing I can do about that. Like, nothing at all. Like... how wonderful. How absolutely wonderful. So yeah, as we were mentioning before, you can't manipulate the battles despite manipulating encounters, because there's more than one random number generator in the game, and the one that determines what's happening in the battles is running like at every single frame. Rather, like, you would have to frame perfect mash through basically everything, just like every other game, to manipulate the battles, which is just simply not possible. Tackle. Tackle. At least it was only 1 this time. It can mess up the Raikou. It won't mess up Master Ball, that's already done. But only slightly. Nice critical. Because the frame count isn't increasing when you're just walking through regular stuff. Just wiggling around. Double critical! Why couldn't that have happened last time? Easy peasy, dude. Anyway, that was really good. Didn't even give him a chance to use Roost. So the frame count isn't like running when I'm in a battle or when I'm walking back to the gym, but the NPCs are slightly moving in Violet City, so they are slightly increasing the RNG count. The reason we mentioned the 128 step count earlier, and by taking the extra steps, I might be so high that when I try and manipulate the location of Raikou, that I go over the 128 count, and then that makes him change his position, which would not be great. But that alone won't do that, I think. I would have to mess up a few of the tweaks a few times. Hopefully that'll go as well. Not a wonderful start, but I mean, you can technically just get stuck there forever. And because I killed the Pidgey twice, I have extra experience now, and that extra experience does help a little bit. it gets me level 19 for Ghastly, so I have a chance of one-hitting him, and then like I have a good chance of killing the Zubat if I'm not in Blaze, the first one, etc, etc. I get Flame Wheel before the Zubat. Alright. So I'm gonna buy 12 repels here. You only need 11, but I'm buying 12 in case I mess up one of the tweaks. I would like to have a spare repel in case that happens. And I've got the money for it anyway, so there's no reason not to. Get the Togepi egg because it's necessary, and now I'll start using repels through the grass. Yeah, so I mean, I lost a couple of minutes early on, but when we get to the later fights in this run has the most difficult battle in any Pokemon speedrun at all. So losing a couple minutes there, it's not really a huge deal when I can make up so much later on. I'm only getting this Miracle Seed here because it's mandatory. If I just walk in front of this guy, he just talks to me. So like talking to trainers instead of letting them walk into your line of sight, it's faster to just go over and talk to him. So like here, I'm gonna not walk through grass right there. To try and keep the frame count as low as I can, so that I can get the Raikou that I want still. Oops. Alright, that's one spinner down. Alright, got past it both, that's nice. Alright, so now I'm going to do the first tweak of the run here. Hopefully I get this straight away. Got it. Alright, nice. So that was a load tweak, and what that's done is it's... Oh geez, I wish MK Dash was here to explain this stuff as well. But basically, I've made it so the NPCs on the next tile over here are not loaded, so that rocket grunt isn't there, so I can just walk through. So I should talk about that a bit more. So the game is... This game is made up in 16 by 16 grids, so obviously it's a tile-based game. And it loads... Oh, whoops, I forgot to run. It loads, like, places in 16 by 16, like, 16 tiles up, 16 tiles right, like, blocks. And if you go into the corners of where those, like, grids intersect, and you do certain patterns on them, basically you can make the game try and load stuff too quickly and get some interesting results. So with the running shoes, you can do what you've seen there, which was a load tweak, which was to basically unload the NPCs in the next area. So Ember PP here is actually quite tight, so I'm going to use, for example, Quick Attack to finish this off instead of Ember, just so I can keep some spares here. And when I get the bike, because the bike goes a lot faster, I can do a few more destructive things with those tweaks. I didn't get the super potion. I'm gonna go back and get it. I don't know why I did not get the super potion. I definitely need it, given I have, like, no potions, no regular ones. So, oops, go back and get this. Okay, this coughing can poison me, which would be really awful. I really don't want that to happen at all. Tackle's really good. The moves he could use, because I don't have anything to heal poison. Okay, so I've got 9 embers here. I have to fight one more trainer, which is going to be 3 embers, and then Bugsy. So I've got 6 for Bugsy, which is definitely going to be enough. So what do you guys think? Bugsy can definitely kill me. Should I save in front of him, or should I just go all in? I'll leave it in the fate of you guys. So technically you could go straight into Bugsy's gym, but you wouldn't be able to get cut in Ilex Forest because that is only flagged after you beat the Slowpoke well. I'm seeing a lot of just go all in. It's up to you guys. I am a servant of the people. Okay, well I need to heal before Bugsy regardless. Alright, bump this. I'm going all in. I know it's what you'll want to see. Straight in, let's do it. So, okay, the reason Bugsy can kill you is he has focus energy, and all the attacks he uses are pretty much random. He can switch between quick attack, leer, and focus energy just at will. So you can't really predict what he's going to do. Alright, quick attack's a lead. If he uses quick attack here, see, this is really bad. He has, like, if he crits now, I'm dead. If he doesn't crit, I win. But if he crits, I'm dead. He didn't crit. I win! See you, Bugsy. Too easy. Too easy. That was like the worst possible move combination that he could have used. Quick attack into focus energy into quick attack, but he didn't get the crit, so... no worries. Alright, so that segment was actually pretty good. Up against, I'm running splits up against World Record in the background here, and I mean, versus World Record, that segment actually saved like 30 seconds, so that was really good. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up the Sentret that I left in the box, and while I do that, I'm going to heal Quilava by switching it through the box, and also get rid of the Togepi egg. And switch Quilava back to the front of the party. This is another fight that could potentially kill me, but I think it'll be fine, so... Because I got that extra experience from Pidgey, there's a chance that I can one-hit this Ghastly here with Ember. See if I get it. So close. Meanwhile is fine though. He can use Curse, which is awful if it happens. Alright, so this Croconaw loves to spam Scary Face, which is nice because my best attack on him is Quick Attack. He missed a Scary Face, that's actually really good. He missed a second one, wow. So with 2 Leers I should be able to get him a 4-hit with Quick Attack, and then I critical. Holy Jesus. This guy isn't even going to touch me. Stand down, Croconaw. Stand down. Alright, so what I'm going to do on this Zubat, because for a lot of trainers in this game, they have text when their last Pokemon goes to below half health. I'm going to teach Flame Wheel here. But I'm currently slower than this Zubat, right? But I also want Sentret to die, if I can do it at some stage, because I need Kenya in slot 2 for the double battle for later. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Quick Attack on this Zubat, so he can't use Supersonic or Bite before I attack. Now that I'm confused with Supersonic, he's guaranteed to use Bite. I switch to Sentret, he kills Sentret with Bite, and I get my speed back. Now that I've got my speed back, I'm faster than Zubat, and I can kill with Ember. I couldn't have one-hit him anyway, so this is a 2-hit. And this way he never goes between 0 and 50% of his maximum health, so I don't get to see that text, and I go straight through the fight. So that went really well, that fight right there. Can't really ask for anything else. And I also took no damage, so I don't have to heal or anything. This is pretty boring. All I do here is just catch the Farfetch'd, use repels, so I don't get encounters, and I get a few items here. I'm gonna get a second Super Potion, even though my notes say only get it if you lose your Super Potion, because I have no regulars as well, and usually I do have some, so just in case I need to heal again, keep the other one in backup. And I'm also gonna get 2 Ethers for Fire Blast, and get a full heal, just in case I get paralyzed or put to sleep at some really inopportune time. Did you cut to the center? So there's a lot of hidden items here that I'm going to pick up. Get this super potion. Just in case I get like Metronome, Hydro Cannon or some garbage like that. This is also one of the only places in the game where it's actually quicker to say no than yes. I say no to this girl because she only has one text box, whereas if I say yes, she has two. Pick all this garbage up, and then one last repel, and out of here. Okay, pretty boring cutscene here, and then I'm gonna buy all the stuff I need. Whoa, you can probably definitely hear that siren. Speed police out to catch the criminals stealing my frames. But yeah, so I'm gonna buy Fire Blast, which is part of why Quilava is really good for this run. You can buy Fire Blast, Thunder, and Blizzard as soon as you get to Goldenrod, and having Quilava with Fire Blast is obviously quite handy. From that point, he can take down pretty much anything. And I'm also going to get the X items that I need for a while. I actually have to take 3 shopping trips in this run because I need to use a fair bit of X items, and the money is quite tight because I don't do that many fights. Taking the elevator here because it's quicker than taking the stairs, very marginally. Oh, that is the wrong TM. Would have been really awful if I just bought Thunder there. Even though I lost a Faulkner, I still have enough money for all my stuff that I need. Because dying in this game, you really don't lose nearly as much money as you do in the earlier titles. In the earlier titles, you lose like half your stack. In this game, you just lose like $100 or something. I think I lost a Faulkner, something like that. Around 150, I think it was. Back down. Out of here. So now I'm going to pick up the bike. And then we're going to head over and try our quote-unquote luck at the lottery. There are small optimizations in this run, like I teach Fire Blast in slot 1, simply because teaching a move from a TM, it's easier to pick slot 1, but when you learn it by level up, all the moves you have to use the touchscreen is the fastest way to pick it. But you can just use A and it'll just be like one input to pick the first slot, whereas if you're doing it by level up, you have to press A like twice or 3 times, I think it is. to actually select the first move, and also because I'm going to be using Ethers on Fire Blast later on, and once again, once I choose Quilava after using the Ether, instead of having to use the touchscreen to find slot 2, I can just press A, and there's my Master Ball. And so now I'm going to do more tweaking, as I mentioned before, now that I've got the bike. Instead of doing the Radio Tower quiz, I'm going to do this. Do-a-do-a-do-a-do. And then this. Well, all my tweaks have been first try, which is a really good sign. So what I did there was, the first thing I did was a load tweak, and the load tweak basically took the grid from above me and loaded it to below me. So I went up and then it tried to load that area, but then I went down straight away and then to the right. But I did a really specific pattern on where those corners intersect, and it loaded the area above to below, which then has a lower like Z-plane, so it's on a slightly different trajectory, so I end up falling like into the ground just a little bit. The second one I did was another load tweak that you saw before, but it didn't actually act as a load tweak. It wasn't to deload things, it was to make it so that I didn't interact with that plane change when I went back into the area above. If I'd just gone straight back up, I would have gone back onto the normal ground, but by doing that second tweak, I stay a little bit below, so I could literally walk under the trainer that's blocking the gym, straight into the gym. Pretty clever, if I do say so myself. Though I didn't find it, so it's not like I can take credit for it. Anyway. Clever nonetheless. Start using Fire Blast where necessary. Dang, these crits, dude. And then off to Whitney. Now, Whitney is a typically really annoying fight, but in this game she's not too bad. So much so that I'm not going to save, because if I do die, it's going to be in such a comedic way that you guys are going to love it. Pretty much the only way I can die is to Metronome from this Clefairy, and the Clefairy barely ever uses Metronome. I'm going to set up with an X Speed and an X Special. Neither of these are strictly necessary. Well, in this case, the Special is. I'm actually on a Speed tie with Miltank, but I do not want to be on a Speed tie. I want to be faster, so I'm going to go the X Speed. And yeah, see, the Clefairy generally uses Mimic, which does just about nothing. From the X Special, then, I am with Fire Blast here on this Miltank, it's a 5 in 8 chance that it'll die because it's a damage range. Hopefully you guys know what a damage range is. It's just like each attack has a range of damage it can do, say from like 30 to 35 or whatever. And it's just random which number you roll. 5 in 8 of the numbers will one hit this, and I got it. That's like a perfect Whitney. So that segment went incredibly well. I got all my tweaks first try, and all the fights went pretty much exactly as I wanted them to. Really can't get any better than that. So after that minor setback at the start of the run, this has actually been quite, like, insanely good actually after Faulkner. Like, since then it's been quite elite. Okay, so now, unfortunately, I do still have to get the Squirt Bottle. There's just no way around Sudowoodo. You just have to get the Squirt Bottle. As far as we know at this stage, anyway. You can't just, like, tweak past it somehow. Because, I mean, while you probably could if the load lines were at the right place, like, sometimes the intersection of where those load lines intersect is, like, inside a wall, and you just simply can't access it. Because you just can't walk through the wall at all. Like in that case, what I did there to get into the Goldenrod gym, like there was an intersection below me that I couldn't get to because it was like inside the mart. So instead what I did was I loaded the area above. But sometimes you can't always do that. So I'm going to do another tweak here, which is in exactly the same position as the one I did last time, except it's on the real route. But I'm going to do a load tweak here, which is actually going to be a load tweak to deload all the trainers so I don't have to fight them. Use the Repel, Ether, on Fire Blast. Oh, whoops, I want to run so I don't mess it up and just take it easy. And there's the load tweak right there. Get rid of all these guys. I used the Repel early on because Like if I go back into the bag menu, it'll reverse the effects. It'll change it back to normal. If I like open up the menu to use a repel in front of the grass, then all the trainers would just come right back. So it's just simply not an option to use it in between, so I used it straight away. Can't believe I've gotten all the tweaks first try. I'm really happy with that so far. Hopefully this next part of the run can go well too. So if you were thinking, well, why don't you just like manipulate the entire run up to Raikou and just know what frame you're getting there, in case you were thinking of doing something that crazy and just have perfect movement all the way up to that point or whatever. The Sudowoodo just gives a random increase to the frame count as far as I know. Like there's just no way to control it. He can add like, I don't know, you would have to ask MK Dasher in chat. He would probably know the actual value range. But from what I'm told, it can add like 20 to it, and it can add like 200 or whatever. It probably can't go that high, but something ridiculous like that once you run away from him. So okay, this double battle, this is why I wanted Kenya in second, because Kenya is going to be able to actually do some damage here, because he's level 20, which isn't so bad. So he's going to be able to finish off the things that Quilava hits. So I'm going to focus on the Clefable first, because the Clefable has, I think it's Sing and like Metronome or something anyway. But I'm going to take out one trainer first, and then start to focus on the other one. Dang, I got a miss there, that's not good. Both just use the pound though, which is not really a big deal. Another thing you might not know, stupid Keep Charm, I should have just used Ember. I was hoping I would kill so I could Flame Wheel the other Wigglytuff as well. Is if you press start during a double battle, you can see the actual values of your health. And so I did that because I want my health to be over 40 for Croconaw. Because I'm going to get 23 before Croconaw, I actually don't have to heal. Because I killed the Pidgey twice. I just wanted to make sure that was the case. Because the Croconaw does 20 damage with Water Gun typically. Pick up the last ether here. Okay, so this fight can be pretty stupid because I'm going to have to hit a few fire blasts here. But this is where the manipulation gets like really interesting. So basically, like we were saying before, like if you start from the same seed, like you can predict what's going to happen because you know exactly what frame you're on at any given time, assuming you don't mess up the movement. But at this stage, I have no idea what frame I'm on. So what I'm going to do after I beat this guy is I'm going to take encounters, and from those encounters, MK Dasher made like basically a table. You just like checked what encounters you could get, given the frames you're at, and then get a second one. And from knowing what encounter, the second encounter I get, and how many steps it took, that's the wrong attack. Please do not use Curse. I mean, look, okay, I got really lucky there. Fire Blast used to be in slot 2 in runs, but anyway, yeah, by knowing how many steps it takes to get the second encounter, and what second encounter it is, I can then determine what my frame is, and then from there, know how to manipulate from that frame to get to the frame I want to get the Raikou. So you'll see that in action after this fight. This guy generally spams Scary Face as well. Oh, I am not meant to do that. I am not meant to do that. Okay, it shouldn't be an issue. It's because this might hit him into Torrent if he uses Water Gun now. But it doesn't matter. And now that I've burned him, I can just finish him off with Ember. So I didn't have to risk a second Fire Blast, so I guess that actually worked out perfectly. Anyway. So I really, really, really hope that I haven't gone too high on the frame count that I can't get Raikou. There's also a chance I could mess this up, because it is, like, the way you increase the frame count is by moving on the spot, like left and right, and if you end up walking like at the wrong stage, it can just completely mess up what's going to happen. And so, like getting the Cyndaquil before, it actually is impossible to get the Raikou just from like being downstairs and getting the encounters. So I'm going to have to go up the ladder once I do the manipulation, and then back down the ladder, and then walk to him. I'm also going to waste 2 tiles here on purpose, just because I need the repel to wear off. There we go. Okay, first encounter. What do we got? Rattata level 14 male. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. This should be a Rattata level 14 male. Yep, okay, I need to do 83 steps. That's a really high amount, I don't like that at all. Egg. 83. And wrong. Okay. So hopefully that manipulation that I did right there has manipulated my Raikou to be exactly what I want. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and manipulate the location of the Raikou. So I'm going to run up the ladder and then do a bit more walking like you saw earlier on in the run, the walking and the running, to try and make it so that Raikou goes below the route that I'm currently on. Oh no, I messed up. Damn it. I messed up. I moved one more than I had to. Well, I think I got the right Raikou, but I've botched the manipulation completely. I should put on the YK. Come back, Raikou. Okay, I'm gonna check up here. If he moves to the route over here, I'm gonna go over there and pick him up here. Okay, he changes every time you change a route, but he doesn't change on these transitions here. Use the repel so I can't get anything but him. Okay, that was a bit sloppy. Messed up the manipulation, but not a huge deal. So if this is the Raikou that I want, his IVs are 13 HP, 31 attack, 9 defense, 31 special attack, 11 special defense, and 10 speed. Now you might think 10 speed is a bit low, but it actually does not matter at all. The difference between 10 speed and like 28 speed makes absolutely no difference on the Raikou whatsoever. So you should know it's good because the first thing I do is get a rare candy and use it immediately. It's actually for experience, not to check that I've got it right. But if the Raikou has 127 HP, that is good. And it goes to 130, and special attack goes to 123. I got the right Raikou. Alright, we're in business. Go over here and buy 11 super repels, which is again 1 extra, but given that I used that extra repel, good thing I bought it, I want an extra super repel now in case I mess up tweaks later on. So the by the way, the nature of the Raikou is rash. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. And another really important factor of it is its hidden power is ice type and its power is 66. And that's going to end up becoming really important later on in the run as well. It's funny, that manipulation, I was on the right spot, and then I just moved one tile to the right because I thought I wasn't, before realizing that that was just a huge critical error and just messed it up. But it's okay, it really didn't lose that much time in the whole scheme of things. Getting the Raikou itself was much more important, and I've done that. I don't know, I think it's like really impressive that you can, from a fresh file, end up manipulating the Raikou that you get an hour in, with the Master Ball that you've manipulated, to be like that specific. Just like a huge, enormous props to MK Dasher for the amount of work that he's done on this run to make things like this possible. I think it's really damn cool. Yeah, the reason that speed IV just doesn't matter is it's like you outspeed pretty much everything anyway. There's only two things in the entire run I'm not going to outspeed. One of them is Lance's Aerodactyl, which you cannot outspeed without a plus speed nature, and I rather have the plus special attack anyway. And the other one is Koga's Crobat. And to outspeed Koga's Crobat, I think you need 29 or more speed. And you literally just can't get a Raikou that has 29 or more speed that has offenses that are as good as this. It's an offset that you look at, like it's literally a game limitation that's built in that just makes it impossible. Whoops, my feed just cut out, hang on, this is my DS capture code, it should come back. Hello? Hello, hang on. I'm just fighting Ghastlies. Luckily this fight doesn't really matter. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. My most sincere apologies. The 31 special attack, obviously the 31 special attack with a plus special attack nature is quite good and important. But the 31 attack IV actually helps a little as well, because you do use Spark for a few things, and the few things you do use it on are pretty much all damage ranges. The first one you're going to see is Morty's Gengar. Because my attack IV is so high, I have a 5 in 8 chance of one-hitting him with Spark, whereas normally it's like, if your attack IV was like 15 or something, it'd be like 1 in 16, I think it is. It's just something garbage like that. I am kind of worried about falling off the path here, but it's not that huge a deal if it happens, it's just a little bit of time loss. Alright, swap the Haunter. That was very good. Alright, not gonna fall off. Good execution on the tweaking so far, and on that. Unfortunately messed up movement, but early on, just by hitting that one wall, in on Route 29 cost me like a minute, and then garbage to Faulkner cost me like, you know, maybe 2 minutes, but otherwise this run has been quite good. Straight to Morty. Oh, I didn't get Sucker Punched by the Haunter in the gym. Usually it uses Sucker Punch on you, which just like costs like 2 seconds of time or whatever, so I guess this gym's gone really well because that didn't happen, and that's like the only thing that can go wrong, other than not one-hitting this Gengar. Which I didn't do, that sucks. Please do not use Hypnosis and hit me, you asshole. That's why I got the full heal. For some BS like that. Well, that's a shame. But, I mean, not a really big of a deal. Time loss is pretty negligible compared to other stuff that can happen later on. Dang, but that's Haunty Sucker Punch, that's a shame. But okay, Morty down with no worries. So there really isn't that much fighting left to do in the game. At this point, I could go pretty much straight to the Elite Four, but I'm going to take a few detours first so I can actually beat the Elite Four. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Chuck's gym and beat him, because getting Chuck's badge allows me to use Fly, so I can fly around the map and not have to backtrack everywhere. Ends up being quite a bit faster. And while I'm there, I'm also going to pick up TM Charge Beam that I can teach to Raikou, because at the moment he doesn't have any special attacks. I am going to teach him Shadow Ball though, which is going to be his first one. While I'm here, teach Surf to Sentry. And then we'll head over. Oh, whoops. Dang. I must have hit Y to put on my bike, just a touch too early. Dang. Just lost a tile there, it's not a big deal, it's like 4 frames. I still find it bizarre that you have to say yes to this guy to get his phone number, but you can say no to Kurt. I don't understand how this guy is more important than Kurt is in the scheme of Pokemon. If you just say no to this guy, he's just like, no you do, add me. No you do, add me. What? What? Did I not move to the right? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did. That... What? Well, here's one for the tally. That has never happened before. Minor inconvenience. Just a little bit of time loss. The experience, unfortunately, will not help whatsoever. That was just pure time loss. Nice little glitch here with different music tracks playing and what's supposed to. And then I'm going to take a path on the way to Cianwood through the water that's actually slower than getting there directly, but it dodges a spinner. And I would rather just not have to deal with a spinner. Alright. Too easy. The gym here. So in this gym you have to pull the winch up there, and the quickest way to do that by only fighting one trainer is to fight this guy from the left side so that he ends up walking in front of the stairs that you end up going up. So what you have to do then is just go outside and reload the gym so he goes back to his original position so that you can then walk up the stairs and turn the winch. Just pause there for a bit so that that guy didn't hit me, that walker right there. Oh, getting a call from the bike shop. This always happens at some stage. It happening there, I suppose, is useful because he isn't like stopping me while I'm on the bike so that I don't have to recharge my speed on the bike. Straight over to Chuck. So for Chuck, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an X special and then just kill them both with Charge Beam. I could use an X attack and kill them both with Spark, but it actually takes longer to buy an X attack because I don't buy any X attacks. I would have to buy another item versus just buying another X special, which is just pressing up once. And also, well technically because I died I wouldn't have had the money for the X attack, but that's what I'm going to do. Also because I only have 2 Spark PP and I need both of those Sparks for later on. Double team. Okay, that can be good, it can be bad. The fact that I hit means it's really good. I didn't take any damage from Primate. Special attack rising, that does not matter. I kill Polyrath whether I get it or not. Okay, that Chuck fight was perfect. Okay, so now I get Fly, and I can use that. But I'm still not done with the detour yet. Before I head off to Elite Four, the next thing I'm going to do is go to the Lake of Rage. I mentioned before that I have Hidden Power Ice 66, so I'm going to pick up the TM for Hidden Power there. While I'm there, I'm also going to get a Rare Candy, which is going to help for my experience. And I'm also going to get what makes special attackers in this game just vastly superior to physical attackers, the choice specs. And when I say that, I mean in the speedrun, because you cannot get a choice band like in the main story, but you can get choice specs. And so choice specs lock you into one move, but they make that move do 1.5 times more damage, which for Raikou is going to help for a lot of the fights. And for some of them it's just like impossible without the choice specs. Red. So fly back, and then I'll get those 3 items. Use the Super Repel there just to avoid a menu later on, because, is it 3? 3 Super Repels gets me to where I need to, whether I use it there or when I first actually enter grass, or a cave in this instance. Let's move up a little bit so this guy walks 1 tile less. A safer man would have stopped before that spinner, but I just blazed right through him. Got the choice specs right here, and then we'll get hidden power, and then one more stop off. And that's going to be to get more items, because currently I just have none at all, basically. I've got super repels, but I don't have any X items, which I'm going to need to take out the E4. Alright. So when you're running this game, you actually combine the use of using the touchpad and the controls, because the touchpad is a lot faster for some things. Like I mentioned before, sometimes you need to press A like 3 times to do the same thing that the touchscreen can do in just one input by touching it. Like for example, right here, to choose floor 5, I can just touch it, or I can press right and then press A, and doing just one input is always faster. Okay, so now that I'm using my electric type, let's pick up Thunder. React speed. X accuracy. Nope. 5 special. Oh, I was worried I wasn't going to have enough money because I died to Faulkner, but I hit that extra trainer, so I actually have extra money, which is nice. Okay, so now I'm going to do what is, in my opinion, the most difficult tweak, because it's 2 in a row, and it's just like it just so happens that it's really hard to get my fingers to do what I need to here. But you can also get encounters here, so I have to use a super repel, and I can't use a second super repel if I mess up too much, because otherwise it will reload it. So I'm going to do a load tweak here first, to load Route 29 over to the right. Damn. Come on. There we go. And then I'm going to do a void tweak, to then load a void over to the right as well. Did that work? It did. Alright, nice. And that just skipped Tojo Falls, which is meant to be the major blocking point from stopping you going to Kanto, because you need Waterfall, and you need the 8th badge to use Waterfall. But instead, off I go. Hidden power. I actually should have taught strength to Quilava there, but I'll do it when I teach Thunder now. Going in the water just to avoid that spinner. Alright, nice. Got past all the spinners. Alright, now we go fight. So the reason I didn't teach Thunder there is I teach Thunder over Spark, and I'm still going to use Spark just a little bit. But now that I've got Hidden Power Ice, I can start to take down these fools that block my electric attacks. not really a big worry. That Flareon has Sand Attack, which can be a little bit annoying. As you saw at Faulkner, it can be a lot bit annoying too. This Kingler has Protect, which can be a bit annoying too, but I didn't get it. That all went well. So yeah, unfortunately I had one tweak that I didn't get first try, but tweaking is actually quite difficult. Like, my average on tweaks, like that one, is like, you know, 4th or 5th try for both of them. And so far my tweaks have been first, 3rd, and 1st. So I'm really happy about that so far. Okay, and this is the fight I wanted the 2 sparks for. Technically I could have taught Thunder and then used Thunder on both this Vaporeon and this Golduck that's going to come up here, but Thunder obviously has a high chance of missing, so I would rather use Spark. Spark can potentially not kill this Vaporeon, but it's a damage range. But the damage range, because my attack IP is so high, is actually 15 out of 16. So it's a really high chance of getting the one hit. And I incredibly got the 1 in 16, where he didn't die. Wonderful. That couldn't have wasted more time as well, getting the paralysis tier. Unbelievable. But what can you do? It's a much lower chance of that happening than Thunder missing. Thunder missing is 30%. That happening is, you know, 6%. Okay, so now I'm going to teach Thunder. Because now I have no more need for Spark. Actually, it doesn't matter that I'm teaching Strength to Quellava now. Because the next move I teach is Rock Climb, which is on the second page also. And I'm also going to equip the Choice Specs just for this fight here. I could go without the Choice Specs and just use Thunder twice, but if I miss, really bad things can happen in this fight. They just love status, this next trainer right here. Her Rapidash has Will-O-Wisp and her Flaffy has Thunder Wave, and they pretty much always use them. So I'd rather not give them that chance. Instead, I'd rather equip the Choice Specs and use Shadow Ball. Now, Shadow Ball doesn't actually always kill this Rapidash. It's also a damage range. It's a 75% chance though. So once again, higher than risking Thunder hitting. And I got this one. Thank you. It's guaranteed on Flaffy Day. Okay, and now there is only, I think, 9 fights or something left in this run. I think that's right, 9 fights left. Alright, so off we go to Victory Road. And this guy is going to check the 8 badges I have, and just assumes I have them, because the only way, without doing the glitches that I've done to get to this point, that can possibly happen, getting to this point, that is by getting the 8 badges, because like you need the 8th badge to use Waterfall, and you need the 7th badge to use Whirlpool, which is needed to get Waterfall, etc., or to get the 8th badge. Come on, I should say. Which I'm not sure why they even bothered to put that text in that he's checking the badges. What's ironic is, in Generation 2, Gold, Silver, Crystal, which these games are obviously remakes of, they have the same guy there who's just like, yep, 8 badges, whatever. He actually checks your badges. If you don't have all 8, he sends you back and says nope. But in the remakes, when they've had like, what is it, like 10 years or whatever, to think about what they want to improve, they decide they don't want that function, just so you can break the game like this. How sweet of them. Ah, damn it, I forgot to take off the Choice Specs. Okay, at least I remembered before going into the fight. It would have been horribly bad if I kept them on. Okay, get the rare candy here, and then we're going to go into Victory Road Rival. So this fight is actually really awful. A lot of things can go wrong in this fight. It's honestly the most awkward fight in the run, in my opinion. There are fights that are harder, but this one sucks. He leads with a Sneasel that almost always uses Icy Wind to drop your speed. If he drops your speed, then like his whole team is faster than you, and you just have to switch out. So pretty much you have to kill him turn 1. The only way you can do that is with Thunder. So I just have to hit the Thunder and kill him. That's just my only option. And I miss. Lovely. No, I need to switch now. I'm going to switch to Quilava and heal also, because I'm not happy about that health. Or I'm not going to heal, because he's just going to kill me. Okay. Maybe that'll happen too. Okay, got him this time. And now I need to use Charge Beam on this Feraligatr. Well, I could use Thunder, but I need the special attack boost at some stage. So I'm going to use Charge Beam, do some damage, and hope I get the special attack boost at the same time, which I didn't. So I'm going to try again. Please get the special attack boost. Thank you. Okay, and now that I've got this boost, I can kill all of his Pokemon. He usually uses Waterfall. I'm not sure why he used Slash there. I'm really grateful that he did there. I could use Charge Beam on this Golbat, but Charge Beam can miss, so I'm going to use Hidden Power instead, because that's also a guaranteed kill. His next two are easy, they both fall to Shadow Ball, but his last one is a Magneton. And Magneton only dies to Thunder, which again, I have to go straight away with, because the Magneton is leading with Thunder Wave. I just don't get an opportunity to use an X accuracy in this fight at all, which I would really want to, based on how many Thunders that I'm using, and like Charge Beam and stuff as well. But I just don't get the opportunity, and I unfortunately had to switch out to that Sneasel and stuff as well, but hopefully if I just nail this Thunder it won't be too bad, because this Magneton is a real trouble if I don't hit the Thunder. Because I don't have anything to heal Paralysis either, I would just have to get through it. Okay, good. And the +1, even though that Thunder is not very effective, takes him out. Okay, so that's Rival down, just the Elite Four, and then 3 more fights after them. So I'm also going to pick up the rare candy that's right here. Oops. Hello? I was pressing A on that tile, I don't know why I didn't pick it up. Anyway. I'm once again going to use the box to heal my Raikou, and while I do it this time I'm going to put my Quilava back into the PC, because Quilava is now not necessary at all. It was necessary for Victory Road because I was using Strength, and he was the one that knew it, but I don't use Strength anymore. So by depositing him into the box, I'm going to save time on the Hall of Fame screen, because it's not going to go through Quilava into the Hall of Fame as well, which is like 6 or 7 seconds or something. Okay, quickly equip the choice specs before this fight. And we'll head straight in. Okay, so the Elite Four, a few of these fights can be really tricky if they go wrong, but most of them look really clean if they go correctly. Will has all Psychic types, so Choice Spec Shadow Ball, I can just kill all of his Pokemon in one hit. His Slowbro can survive though, I forget what the range is, I think it's 75% for him to die? I can't remember. It might be 7 out of 8, so 87.5%. I'm not sure, it's one of the two, I'm quite positive on that. I would say the Elite Four in this run do actually get progressively more dangerous, like just in their exact order. Just for Raikou, like Will is pretty much a cakewalk. Even if this Slowbro does live, he heals and then I just kill him. But I got him. So that fight went perfectly. Alright, too easy. Okay, now for Koga, it's pretty much going to be exactly the same, except instead of using Shadow Ball, I'm going to be using Thunder. So obviously just hitting 5 Thunders in a row is pretty unrealistic, so I'm going to be using X accuracies so that I can't miss with Thunder. However, I want to set up on Forretress, his second Pokemon, not Ariados, because Ariados can do damage. So I'm just going to lead with Thunder, and I miss. That is such a shame. And so he got me with Poison Jab. I do not want to be taking damage here. Wow. I guess I'm gonna have to full restore. This is really bad. I really don't want to be using a full restore there. Come on, dude, cut me some slack. Hit him. Finally. It's also really bad that I just lost 2 Thunders because PP is really important as well. So I want to set up the 2x accuracies here on Forretress because Forretress does like no damage. Even if he does attack, it's with Swift, which just does nothing. Oh, and I got Protect. This is awful. I'm going to have to use an Ether on Thunder. That's just unbelievably bad. So taking damage there is not good because I'm going to need to use 3x specials on Bruno. And I can potentially die to 2 digs now. So I think I'm going to use the second Super Potion also that I picked up. I suppose I could do it during the fight if I needed to, but I'm just going to use it now because I need to Ether at some point also. I forgot to use the rare candies. Thank God I got that extra experience because now I'm going to hit 47, which means I can use them after Koga and get to level 50. That's actually insanely lucky that I hit that extra trainer. Otherwise I would be screwed on experience. Just completely screwed. But now it's going to make it so that I have extra experience. Damn it, I should have calculated. Actually, no, I don't need to. I'm on full health. Yeah, if I get double counter from Hitmontop, I'm gonna go off 2 special for this fight. Alright, now I'll fight Bruno. Because usually you're level 49 for Bruno's Marchamp. And as I mentioned before, in my Emerald run, you get an extra damage increase every time your level goes up to something that ends in 0, 3, 5, or 8. So going to level 50, I do a lot more damage. At level 49, you own 1 in 4 chance to kill Marchamp off 2x specials. But off level 50, it'd probably be closer to in my favor. That's 1 counter. If he uses Dig now, I'll obviously just use a 3rd x special, but if he uses counter, I use Dig. I would have just gone off 2. I'll just go off 3 now and take the guaranteed kill on Marchamp. Alright, so just set up the 3 specials and blast through. I'll let you know how close I am to world record once I beat the Elite 4. I'm also going to use that last super potion before Karen, just so in case Umbreon does attack me, I can still survive a flamethrower from Houndoom in case I miss. And if I don't take any damage from Karen by using the super potion here, I won't have to heal before Lance. It's a bit of a shame I had to use that first full restore because I like to have 2 for blue and red, and I'm probably going to have to use another one of mine before Lance, so I'll only have 1. So I have to take off the specs here because I need to use more than 1 move on Karen. Okay, so this fight, a lot like the rival fight, is a lot of thunders, and usually you go without an X accuracy. I'm probably going to use an X accuracy here because I don't want to die to the bloody Houndoom, but I need an X special, and I'm going to try and get that off Charge Beam, turn 1, and then I'm going to wipe through his team, her team I should say. So get the X special, get the boost, get the boost. Nice, got the boost. Alright, so I'm going to go to accuracy here. Ah, there's the payback. That's a critical. If I miss Houndoom, I'm gonna die. Oh no. Flamethrower does 60 to 72. I am on 60 health. Wonderful. Actually, I'll be an extra level higher than I usually am, so maybe it'll do just a tiny bit less. Maybe if I miss, I'll have the tiniest amount of chance of living. Please hit this thunder. Thank you. Alright, that's Karen down. Now there's just Lance. Now, I probably should save before Lance, because there's a chance I can die to Lance. Like, if he crits just at the wrong time, I'm dead. And if I die to Lance, it costs so much time. But I'm not going to. Because I know what you guys want. You guys want the run. So we'll just head straight in. If Lance does go perfectly, he's got 6 Pokemon and I can beat him. I can technically beat him in 6 turns, but optimally it goes in 7. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of setting up on Lance like you normally do, I'm just going to use Charge Beam straight away on this Gyarados and hope I get the X Special. The special attack boost. I missed. Okay. Okay, I'm going to X Special now. Because I can't risk, if I didn't get it there, then Dragonite would just kill me. I did get it though. That's still fine, it'll help for later on. Now kill these guys with Hidden Power. Now that I'm at +2, I don't have to risk like using Thunder on Charizard and whatever. I can just use Charge Beam on him. But I'm gonna have to use my last full restore here. Then I'm gonna X speed so I can beat Aerodactyl. And now because I'm at +2, I don't have to Thunder this Charizard, I can just Charge Beam, which has a much higher chance of hitting. And because I'm at +2, I also don't have to Charge Beam Aerodactyl, which can miss. I can just use Hidden Power, and it'll fall. Whew! That was too close. That was too close, eh? But that's what we're looking for, isn't it? The excitement. Alright, so, despite that terrible start where I lost like 3 minutes at the start of the run, right now, this run in a marathon is only 1 minute behind world record. And I will have you know, to the end of the game, I can save 6 minutes if I do not die. It is where the major time save can come from. So, there's a very real possibility it can happen, though not dying in the last 3 fights, I tell you what, it's not a cakewalk. You saw Lance. Lance is a cakewalk compared to these ones. Dang, the charge beam missed, dude. Oh, just adding excitement, hey. The world record, in case you guys are not aware, is 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 20 seconds. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to reset here, not watch the credits, because this is timed with real time. So no need to watch these credits. Alright, let's go. Okay, get the SS tickets. Oh wow, what the hell was that movement? So I can head off to Kanto, but first I'm going to make one more stop, one more shopping trip. Wow, what is going on with this movement right now? I'm just like completely out of it. Oops. So unfortunately I don't have a full restore for blue, and he can put me to sleep with hypnosis. Now ideally I want to cure that and heal at the same time, but I don't have that option, so... Wait, did I just buy 3 max repels? I need 5. So I think I'm going to buy an awakening here, if I know where they are. Without this full restore, blue's going to be a much, much trickier fight, but there's nothing I can do about that. I find it weird, like, you can buy a full restore from any mart once you have 8 badges, right? So they have a check for badges, and the mart correctly uses it. But the guy who specifically says, you know, I'm checking your badges, does jack shit. Alright, SS Aqua, let's go. As I said, buying a full restore, there isn't any way I can do that. Like, I would have to fly back to bloody... what's it called? The place with the thing. At the Elite Form. Well, I guess technically I could do that. But I don't have enough money to do it now, because I already bought the Hyper Potions. Okay, so this fight, this is the third last fight in the game. It's pretty funny. So I could use Shadow Ball to kill this Mashop, and it would make a lot of sense, but instead I'm going to use Thunder. Now that might seem a bit ridiculous because, you know, oh, Thunder. Thunder can miss. But no, this guy has no guard, so Thunder cannot miss. So I'm using Thunder over Shadow Ball because Thunder has less characters in its name. So it saves a couple frames to just use Thunder on these dudes. There's a lot of cute things in the remake, like actually playing hide and seek here, that I think are really nice touches. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Okay, so now I've got to do some tweaking to get to Viridian. So okay, there's actually 3 patches of grass I can get encounter in here, which of course I do. So I've got to do some tweaking to get there. So you have to go through Diglett's cave, and Snorlax is in the way. So I have to get rid of the Snorlax. To do that, I'm going to go to the right side, because I can't do it from Vermilion. And to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is do a load tweak on this next route right here. Which, the whole purpose of this is to load invisible walls in front of the trainer. Hang on. I don't think that works. God damn it. That works. Right there, so that I technically don't enter his line of sight because there's an invisible wall in front of him so that he can't see me. And then I head down here. I need to open the bag menu there to reload to get rid of the void, otherwise I can't continue, so it's just the best opportunity to use the max repel. And now from this route, I'm going to do a running tweak to hopefully get rid of the Snorlax. Like so. See you later, Snorlax, and into Digltt's cave. Picking up a max revive here just in case I die. I'm also going to pick up the elixir here because I dropped my last ether. It's not a huge deal. So yeah, one more problem is getting into Blue's gym because obviously they expect you to have all 16 badges and I can't be arsed doing that. So instead what I'm going to do is, and this tweak is the really dangerous one I suppose, that can crash a game if you don't do the right thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is reload Viridian City from scratch, and then I'm going to do this right here. Dang it. No, come on. There we go. Which, like one that you saw before, has changed my Z coordinate basically, so that I'm under the ground. If I try and enter the gym right now, it will lock the game. If I try and do pretty much anything, it will lock up the game. But if I save in this position, I can then reload the game into a cleaner state. I won't be able to move around, but it still knows that the tile above me is the gym, and so I can move up and go straight into the gym right here. Like so. Okay, I'm a little bit worried that I have an extra level for this Exeggutor here. He usually always uses Leaf Storm because it can kill you, and what I'm going to do turn 1 here is simply switch straight to Sentret to get the special attack drop, but he might not use it. I'm a bit worried. I think he still will, because I think he still has a chance to do it. I do need him to drop his special attack. Hopefully this still works. Beautiful. Now over to Raikou. Now we set up. Oh yeah, there is an easier way to, no, not easier, sorry, that's definitely the wrong word. There is another way you can enter this gym by doing like 3 tweaks that are absolutely blind that you just cannot see. I'm only going to go off 1x accuracy because I need the Hyper Potion first and then cure this sleep. Otherwise he might put me back to sleep on the turn that Trick Room wears off. But you have to do like, yeah, 3 blind tweaks and they're just completely in darkness and you just can't see what you're doing so that you don't have to save and reload. And currently no one is crazy enough to do that. It's okay, with only 1x accuracy, Thunder can miss. But it can't miss the Machamp. How much does... Arcanine's Extreme Speed can't kill me, but if I miss him with Thunder, he will kill me. And especially for a Marathon, I'd rather just save, because I'd probably want to save before this fight in case I die anyhow, so... So this one can't miss, because once again, he's got no guard. The lowest possible roll you can get from this Thunder, by the way, does exactly 100% of his health. So it's really nice to have that 31 IV special attack, plus with Rash Nature, to make sure he always dies. Alright, Aki. Thank you. Charge Beam here. Hopefully I get the special attack boost here so I can use Hidden Power on the last guy. Nice. Oh, actually, no. I can use Charge Beam. And now Charge Beam kills, so I don't have to use Thunder on the Pidgeot. Alright, well that went well. That was a good fight. Even though I didn't have the full restore. If I had the full restore, I'd be on much higher health now, so I wouldn't have to heal before red. But I'll take that, given the fact that I didn't have a full restore. I played it well, as well. And just an update on Versus World Record. I am now like 2 minutes ahead of World Record. And there's only one fight left. Unfortunately, it just so happens to be the most difficult fight in Pokemon speedrunning. The reason for that is, because I've skipped so much of the game, I am quite a low level. And when I go to red, I have no option but to set up on his Pikachu. And his Pikachu has a Light Ball, which doubles his special attack and his attack. And he is, what, 34 levels higher than me? So setting up on him is actually quite difficult. And it takes so much setup, so many turns have to be used with the X items setting up on him, that it's actually a higher chance than even that he criticals you at some point. And if he criticals you, it negates all the defense boosts that you've done, so he just one-hits you. Like, he attacks you so many times that it's more likely that he rolls a 1 in 16 critical at some stage than he doesn't roll it ever. So unfortunately I do have to heal before red. Sorry, I want to get this full restore over here. Forgot about that. Oh, that's the wrong thing. What? Oh damn it, it resets it to slot 1 after I beat the Elite Four, I guess. Damn it. Yes, I am local recording this run for anyone who is asking. Yeah. So I think the odds of winning the red fight, like just not dying at any stage against the Pikachu is about 40%. Even if you set up correctly on Pikachu, there is still then a chance that you can die to Snorlax or to Venusaur. So this fight is just stupid. I do have 1 max revive, so I can try setting up a second time, but the fact that I have so little healing items means I probably won't be able to if he does it pretty late in the piece. I do have enough X items to set up twice as well, but if it happens too late, I'm just done. So for this fight, I am going to save before red, because there is such a very real chance that he just completely owns me. Okay, and this is why I set the game to January 1. Well, that's why you need the seed to be on January 1. Or October 10th, or March 15th, or I think February 29th might work as well, so you don't get hail on this fight, because if you just got hail on this fight, it would just be undoable. Okay. So, okay, this first turn, I actually want his Volt Tackle to do a lot of damage. If it does a low amount, he might not use Quick Attack while I heal, and then it'll just be shit. Okay. X Defend, he goes Volt Tackle. So I want this to do a lot. I want it, ideally, to put me to 28 or less. 48, I meant, actually. At 47. From the Quick Attack. Volt Tackle, which he did, because Volt Tackle does more on +1. Alright, that's 2 Volt Tackles. Heal again. Now Special Defend. As he changes to Thunderbolt, because he will do more. Heal once again. Third X Defend. 2 and 2. 3 and 2. Good. It's 3x specials. I need to get to 4. That's 4. Damn it! I have to reset. I can't set up from there. That's too long. I had everything I needed, but 1x accuracy, and he crit with Iron Tail. Why am I going to the time, dude? What am I doing? Ah, damn. Damn, 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 damn. Try this again. One, two. One. Critical again. Another death. How lovely. No, I believe that one was too late again to set up. Yeah, this would have been world record if Red didn't kill me, but alas. This fight is incredibly ridiculous, and that is 2 deaths. Nope, it's not Orange Berry. 2 and 2. 3 and 2. I'm counting how many volt tackles he uses, because I need to know when he runs out of volt tackles. Oh well, I potentially need to know. One special. 5 and 3. Six and 3. 2 special. 3 special. 7 and 3. 8 and 3. I'm pretty sure he's out now. Now an accuracy. Second accuracy. Oh my god! Critical. Set up everything. Critical. Unbelievable. Oh, this... Oh, fucking hell. Red is just a pile of fucking dicks, man. That is ridiculous. Like, he doesn't... He waits. He knows. Like, the game knows. That is some bullshit. For real. Have to heal again, wait for him to use Volt Tackling at a higher range so he uses Quick Attack. This is why I don't like to be full health in this fight. There's Volt Tackle. Ah, critical. Lovely. 2 and 1. This time I will just set up again though. It's early enough that I've still got enough healing items. Four and one. That's a critical, but because it's quick attack, it won't kill me. Five and two. Six and two. Another critical from quick attack from full, which doesn't kill. I'm running short on healing items there. With all these bloody critical quick attacks. Running real short. Six and three. Seven and three. That's his last Volt Tackle. So he'll resort to Thunderbolts now. Means I can go another one here. Wow. Absolute wow. Iron Tail. I'm gonna guess on Volt Tackle. If he uses Thunderbolt, I'm gonna die. He was more likely to use Volt Tackle. It was all I could really do in that situation, other than just like heal and just like, because if he used Thunderbolt, I would have had to heal and then heal again, hoping for Volt Tackle, pretty much. It's just a ridiculous waste of time. Much better from Pikachu there. Could kill me. Don't. Okay. Alright, Snorlax down. Only one poke can stop me now. Alright, it's just Venusaur left. Is the only one who takes a hit. Sleep powder. I have nothing! I have nothing! I have nothing. I have one hyper potion. Wake up. Yes! 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 Oh, thank God. That was my very last healing item. Oh, a win! A win, we did it. We did it. And done.